Hashtag no music, no intro. A late night episode of the Saints Block Party podcast. It is almost 11 p.m. Pacific time. It is past midnight. It's almost 1 a.m. where Ryan is, and yet here we are still recording this episode. And oh boy, I'll talk about today, bro. There is a lot to talk about today. I don't even know where to start.
We're supposed to be talking about Spencer Rattler, the agenda, but boy, there's so much to talk about.
You know what, bro? I'm just gonna throw some stats at you. Not my headphones decided not to work. The Bucs had 594 yards today.
594 yards.
Nigga, they almost
594 yards, nigga.
That is, it was. I was on Twitter. I saw it. Yeah, Rod Walker said the second most in franchise history. Just some other stats. The Bucs had 277 yards rushing.
The Bucs. Name a Bucs running back before the day, bro.
Bucky Urban, bro. That's all I had. And they had Sean Tucker, who don't even know who Sean Tucker is, bro. We probably won't hear from Sean Tucker the rest of his career, bro.
I can't believe I don't remember who put it up, but he had like 7 yards on the season before the day. Total.
And what they flashed the graphic. They flashed the graphic, and at the Bucs in this game, we're getting like 9 yards per carry.
But they had 8 plays of 20 or more yards. 8 plays in one game. Greatest show on turf wasn't even doing that.
I know a lot's gonna be said, but it just boils down to this. You can't have a supposed defensive guru at head coach when he brings nothing to the table defensively no longer.
What do you hang your head on? What? This is what I've been told since we've been criticizing Dennis Allen these past couple of years. Yeah. Look, man, the man's he's a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
brings a great defense. Do you remember the old days prior to Dennis Allen? Do you remember?
I do.
All he needs is an offense and a quarterback, and they'll be fine. That's all I've been hearing. Now what? Is it because they were injured? Honey Badger was out. Will Harris was out. Was that the reason you allowed Tampa Bay to look like the best offense to ever play the game?
We could even boil it. We could just boil it down to this, and this was on my radar at the beginning of the game. They had a Debo on Mike Evans. You have the Mike Evans left the game. He was injured. You have the Mike Evans biggest kryptonite, the best cornerback that has given him fits throughout his entire career. And you don't make the adjustment to put 23 on 13. You had 23 covering Sterling Shepard on plays.
And you wonder why Marshawn Lattimore checks out sometimes? It's like, what are we doing here? Because Dennis Allen likes to play sides. He's extremely stubborn.
I just want to interject and talk about
the
stubbornness.
Are saying hey, we're gonna target your players. We're gonna move our wide receivers around and put our best players on your weakest corner, a Debo. Hey, but you're not matching up against it. But go ahead, man. Don't get me started.
I was just saying, we just speaking to adjustments, right? Todd Bowles was getting lit up relatively in the first half by Spencer Rattler and what Clint Kubiak was doing. And then the last two offensive plays that the Saints had, Todd Bowles said, you know what? We done whatever we was came into the game doing, that's out the window. You blitz all
All
day.
night.
And it was an adjustment, and Clint Kubiak did not adjust to that adjustment. And I'm not even the biggest Todd Bowles fan, but even in that, Todd Bowles showed you, okay, what we came into this game trying to do was not working. It's not going to work. We got to change it up. And he changed it up, and it led to his team winning a divisional football game. What adjustments have we seen? And the crazy thing is, like, I could even say, like, last season, like, it did seem like DA made good second half adjustments. You can't even say that no more, nigga. Like, you can't.
I miss them days. Shit. Bring them days.
I mean, we was there when he came out. Well, you had health scare, but that Texas game when he had CJ Stroud in hell in his rookie season.
I remember, bro. I remember, man. It's like I can't remember who said it. I think it was Brian, and we talked about it before this season came up. They are going to be facing better offenses. Now, the Bucs offense been pretty good. Baker been cooking, but they ain't been this good. Like they've been a. Go ahead.
You just brought that point. Baker been cooking. Baker gets dinged up in the second half.
Dinged up.
This man does not have to fucking throw the ball the rest of the game.
No. Why? You averaging 9 yards a carry. Like why? Like why throw?
Someone in the chat, I don't even know how to repeat this. DA's the guy that takes the girl to the prom, gets her drunk, and some other guy gets in her pants.
I don't know how that relates to football, but you know what? Yes, I agree.
For me, it just feels at what point it's not to me. This is beyond Mickey. At what point does Gail see this? This is the product. This is what your GM and your head coach is putting out consistently on a consistent basis, and say, you know what? Enough is a fucking enough. I will guarantee you this. Well, maybe guarantee strong, but I have strong reason to believe that Doug Peterson may be fired in season, I should say, before Dennis Allen, and fuck around enough, and Jerry Jones might fire Mike McCarthy in season. Those are two coaches that had Mike McCarthy had back-to-back 12-win seasons. I know how the Cowboys are playing now, but back-to-back 12-win seasons. And Doug Peterson, his first year as a Jags head coach, took him to the playoffs and won a playoff game and came back in a playoff game against the Chargers. And if they get fired before DA is 26-50 right now, Ryan. 26-50.
50. That man got to go on an undefeated run twice just to get them 500, bro.
You remember hearing them jokes, bro? Like when people get like double life sentences, like if they serve out their life sentence and they die and they come back, nigga, they still going back in jail. That's DA's bracket as a head coach, nigga.
Still in jail, nigga. Still in loser jail. Loser, bro. Fucking loser, bro. And it's
the mentality. That's why, like, I'm like, at this point, I don't want him near our quarterback. Please get him get him away from 18. I don't want it.
And it's like they're becoming more and more losers. Like the whole team.
Yes.
Like even guys we looked at as like, man, these guys got pride. They're gonna go out and win for you. Even them just starting to look like it's gross, bro. It's so gross. I mean, it was epic, man. Like to collapse out of for a game. We're going into this game. The team knows you got a rookie quarterback, and the defense just needs to hold tight. Just need to hold tight and play a good, complimentary game. I'm sure that's what they preached all week. And to just collapse like
Sorry,
that,
I haven't been home in like days, and my cat's like, you came home and you not giving me no attention, nigga. Like,
I already know, bro. I know how it be. But just to collapse like that, man, like I don't see how you cannot look the coach and be like, wow, what are we doing here? After it's your fourth loss. Like you would think after dropping 3 straight games, you would come to this thing like on fire. Now I will give them credit for a few things. They did make some picks. You know, they did get some interceptions in the first half. You know, I mean,
punt
but
return touchdown. That was Darren Rizzi done gave you a punt return touchdown this season, a block punt this season. Darren Rizzi said, I'm fighting for my life out here.
it's unbelievable. And I guess look, we could talk about Spencer. It was very promising. Just the way he started. Some of the throws he made was, just excellent, bro. Just excellent throws on the move. We saw him on the move early. You could tell they had a good plan going in. And look, I mean, we were down. I mean, we started down early, like, Washington's
Down 17-0.
down 17-0. We know how that looks like. Previous games, down 17-0. It's like, oh well, pack it in.
Night.
Guy kept battling, got a return from Shaheed, got some picks from the defense, battled back to take a lead. And I mean, the juxtaposition of the first half and the second half is just unbelievable. Because finishing the first half, you feel like, all right, let's go. We in this thing, baby. And the second half, it just an epic collapse I've ever seen in my life, bro. Just epic on epic proportions. Ty Bowles brought the heat to the offense. Spencer Rattler couldn't get nothing going. They couldn't run the ball. Had no time in the pocket. And conversely, the defense just kept allowing big play after big play, which forced the offense into, worse circumstances for Spencer Rattler, which allowed more blitzing, and it just became a snowball effect. To just, man, that's how you end up with a 50 burger put on you,
51 points. We're talking about some sickos. There are 51 concurrent viewers on right now.
Sicko. Honestly.
They said y'all cooking DA tonight. I will be there no matter what. Dante said, I had me in a suit ready for the dawn of the new era. Little did I know I was showing the DA's funeral.
Funeral, bro.
I know Sean Payne gonna walk in that Superdome on Thursday dressed in all black, nigga. Gonna have the black shades on.
Put that. It is. I mean, we'll get to Denver later.
But yeah, we got to probably do the preview pod for the Denver game tomorrow. I'll say this though. I had this conversation with Jay earlier, driving home. I think at this point, if you leave this season knowing, at least in the short term, I'm not going to say quarterback of the future, franchise, but at least in the short term, for maybe the next season or two, you don't feel like you have to worry about quarterback. To me, no matter how the rest of the season goes, to me, that's a win. That's a huge win.
Huge win, bro. And I just can't shake DA, bro. I need DA gone, man. Like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I feel like I won't be able to get like a good evaluation on Spencer.
I get it.
With DA there, bro. Like he's stinking up the room, dog. Like he is just stinking up the room. I just need him out of there, bro. I need him out of my face, man. Need him out of my face. Like just go.
I don't want to hear his voice. I don't want to see him on the sideline. And listen, just a quick segue. That was one of the absolutely worst officiated fucking
Oh,
football games I have ever seen.
oh, it was
Ever
terrible.
seen. The picked up OPI that led the Bucs drive continue. The Olave fumble, but maybe it was incomplete. But then with Butt memes, it was like it. It was just awful. It was awful across
No,
the board.
literally helmet to helmet. Obviously, literally helmet to helmet, and not called.
No flag. Like just even a little. I forgot what player it was or whatever, but a Bucks defender just like German suplexes WWE. One of the like what was going on? Ah, my like I'm not even those type of like complain about the refs people.
Yeah,
God, that was a poorly officiated fucking game.
it was terrible. It was terrible. And look, man, like it was like you want to talk about adversity, bro. Like for Spencer Rattler to go into that game already, like the game already had adversity against him before he took the snap. But then to start the game, you're down points. Your number one wide receiver, who looked like you was about to start cooking with, gets injured like on the second play, out the game. Um, you got a center that just got here like 2 weeks ago. Um, Patrick, Lucas Patrick, out, not there.
Oh,
Um, just a complete mess.
hold on, right? Because I know what people gonna say. They're gonna say, why weren't you guys calculating that when Derek Carr was starting? But why was this not talked about when Derek Carr was starting for the Saints? You guys are just. I'm just saying it. I just know. I just know. I just know.
You're a fucking idiot. Like
Oh,
you're
oh.
an idiot. Like you're dumb. What do you mean? Derek Carr's an 11-year starter, getting paid $150 million. What? Spencer Rattler in his first game in the NFL.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. Shout out to our dude Nick in the Discord. Read this verbatim because it was so good. Worth noting, Jayton Daniels' first start, week 1, was also against Tampa, and they only scored 20, just like the Saints did today. And Jayton Daniels threw for a little over 184. He had 88 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 fumbles.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Like I posted those stats earlier this week.
Yeah,
Like
sure did.
your rookie quarterback, your first game is just extremely rare. They blow out the water. Like it's hard to find. Like Brock
Yeah,
Purdy
that
had
that
like a good
R
first game.
well, we saw it. You did the RG3 game against us, bro. Like,
RG3, like it's just extremely rare. You're just not gonna get that. But what you hope is you see it. You see quote unquote it.
thank you.
You see the throws, you see the poise, you see the command of the offense, and we saw that. Like we saw that. You could go look for yourself and judge for yourself. It was there. And unfortunately, just the way the game went, it just broke down for everybody. You want to replace Spencer and put Carr back there with that same game script? Good luck.
Good
Good
luck.
fucking luck. Like
And something that's been on my radar, on our radar. I think someone was talking in the chat about how they're concerned with Olave having 3
yeah,
concussions now. It is concerning. It is very
very
concerning.
concerning.
Clint Kubiak, if he's going to be a quote unquote good offensive coordinator, he has to learn how to make adjustments. It is crucial. It just seems that this. It just seems like at this point, no one on the coaching staff, maybe except for Darren Rizzi, like knows how to make any type of changes or adjustments.
It's unbelievable. I've been holding back my criticism of Kubiak because I'm just trying to like waiting and see. But like, bro, where is it, bro? Like, you know, flea flicker, just a gimme play, 1 or 2 gimme plays a game that you just cook something up in the lab. You know, I understand you want to run your offense, you know, the zone, the motion, and West Coast offense. But I mean, NFL teams all around the league are installing like one or two gadget plays, whatever you want to call it, gimmick plays, something to get something going. And I just have not seen that from Clint Kubiak. Now, as far as like handling the blitz, I mean, look, I'm not that smart. Like the stuff that look dealing with like an injured line that you have,
Right.
doing the stuff Todd Bowles was doing, where he's like forcing Alvin Kamara to block this person, and if you block this person, someone coming from over here. I don't know how you handle that stuff. He should know how to handle that stuff, but they got to figure that out. Like, because you
It
can't just
just
have the quarterback catch your knee.
like you said, screens, a flea flicker. Can we like a delayed draw? I don't. Again, I would have to look at the all 22, but I could be wrong, and it could be a combination of at that point maybe Rattler's brain was already fried, but I don't even know like if were there like hot reads where the blitz was
Right.
when the blitz came, like you go to like it just didn't feel like that. Uh Lana Benton made a great point. She said Greg Olson was calling out the coaching staff all game. All game, bro. Like I don't know if you listened or heard. Greg Olson was on Nate ass. And
Yeah.
he was saying how at least, when the team was down 17-0, he was like Rattler's playing well. He's just like he said the team around him needs to play better.
Right. Unbelievable. And look, man, Bob Means, bro. Bob Means ain't done shit.
Exists. He exists, bruh.
He exists, man. Boy had what he had. He had only 5 catches for 45. I could have sworn he had more than that, bro.
It felt like more. It felt like more.
Like big money catches, third down, sideline catches, catching darts. Foster Moreau had 2 catches, solid little game.
Hey, Ryan, you know what's crazy? Do you know that it's okay to throw in the middle of the field? Did you know?
Unbelievable.
Did you,
Ain't
did you know that? Because that whole we haven't seen that in a season in a quarter, bro. It just has not been his offense.
People thought it was Pete Carmichael fault last year. Like, oh, where's the middle of the field reads? Maybe it's not the OC. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the person that has. And Spencer Rattler's a short quarterback, so you would think over the middle would not be his thing. But he was hitting them. I love the way he moved outside the pocket, kept his eyes downfield. Then he would run when he could. But man, it's just so unfortunate. So I want us to get a real clean evaluation of him. Hopefully when the offensive line get a little healthier, at least get Eric McCoy back. In a couple of weeks, Taysom Hill back.
I think the best evaluation there, and I hate to say it like this, but like that Carolina game should be, in theory, the best evaluation that they're going to get of him. Where like the defense that you're facing is not going to be a world beater, and for people who are just down, you had the number 1 overall pick in the draft. In my opinion, the best prospect I've seen at quarterback since Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams. And he struggled. He was struggling first couple of weeks of the season. Offensive line was not helping, like just missing throws, missing reads. Fast forward to the last 2 weeks, he is who we saw in college. Reps for young quarterbacks. Play calling. Like Shane Waldron was getting taken to task, and if you go watch that Jags game, he was calling some beautiful play calls and play designs. So I left this game feeling like, yes, they absolutely. When we've been oh my God, how long have we been talking about it? They have to move on from Dennis Allen. But my biggest takeaway, and it's one game, and you got to see more. You got to see that growth. But we've talked about this with Spencer Rattler when he got drafted. We just said we just want to see that continual growth. Then we had mini camp to OTAs, and then OTAs. He was throwing interceptions all over the place, and we just said, all right, the hype died down a little bit, so we just want to see that continued growth from mini camp to training camp. That the same mistakes he was making in mini camp, he was not going to make in training camp. And then we started seeing training camp practices happen. He starts dazzling in training camp, and he starts becoming the thing in training camp. Then he takes from training camp to the preseason. It's been a continual growth in incline in a positive direction from him from the time he's gotten drafted. It's all been, and he hasn't really even had time playing with the ones.
No, man. No, still ain't playing with the ones.
Still.
He throwing above means, get blocking from who knows who. So we still can't see him with like the true with the what the Saints offense started with in the first 2 weeks, So it's gonna be interesting to see how all that plays out going forward, bro. But like I said, it was promising. There was a lot of promise. I mean, that touchdown throw to Bub means.
Oh my God, I almost fainted, nigga.
Beautiful. You brought up the point that is somewhat similar to that Patrick Mahomes throw to McCall Hardman when they played the Saints years ago.
A little bit, not exactly, because that's a completely different level throw.
Like it was like, oh my God, how do you even defend that? You know what I'm saying? But just that's not a routine throw, bro. Like you got to have some nuts to make that throw.
And something that I think you just take away from, is that Eric? Who that homo told us to go to bed? You and her too. There are 61 people currently going right now. Sick O's. I look like a fucking mess because I literally came home from my flight set up. I look like shit. However, the ball placement on some of those throws.
I need it.
I do. I need it. And even if this team is picking top 10, let me check Tankathon, because there's a lot of fucking bad teams in the NFL right now. There's a lot of bad teams in the NFL. Okay, Tankathon, updated. As of right now, the Saints will be picking 8th overall and 8th. And on Tankathon, they have so here's what I'm saying. And I'm just using this as an example just for the sake of what I was talking about earlier. So Tankathon does their little mock draft. It's not serious, but just them by the Saints picking 8th in Tankathon's mock draft, it has the Saints slotted to draft Quinn Ewers from Texas. That's why I keep saying, if you leave this season knowing that you feel confident and comfortable with Rattler going forward, it completely changes your draft plans. Completely. And this is a conversation, this is more later on the line, that they have to start asking themselves that question too. Because then what they're doing is they're going to have to start grading Spencer Rattler versus all the quarterback prospects in this upcoming draft.
Exactly. And you know what is he showing now that potentially you can get from a prospect? You know what I'm saying? Because if he's doing some things in the program that you have to really project for a rookie, it's like, well, I'm just gonna stick with the kid. I'm just gonna stick with what I got here. And see where that goes. It's gonna be fascinating, bro. But they gotta get an honest evaluation of it. Clint Kubiak gotta, and this is where coaching comes in, man. Like Clint Kubiak gotta figure it out, but also Dennis Allen, like, bro.
Oh, you got no faith.
I have no faith. I have zero faith that he could go in and tell Clint Kubiak, look, here's what we need to do to just.
Oh Lord!
He doesn't even have the knowledge to do that, bro.
It is not in here, Brian. It's not in here. One last, we wrapping up real quick. It's 30 minutes and it's 1 a.m. where Ryan is. We leaving with something. Mina said she did 175.
What we got? What we stopped at,
bro? 243.
Really?
Yeah.
mean, come on down.
Leaving with something.
Leave that.
Just to wrap up everything, like listen, I don't think Ryan or I know that we didn't intend for hashtag the agenda to take off like it did. But I think that's just a testament to one, just us being rabid Saints fans. Two, having a prospect that we feel like, there's hope in. And even after today, I feel like that hope, it was justified. But, that's 4.5 years of just us working, grinding, y'all supporting us, y'all, it's fucking 60 people right now on at 1 a.m. Most people who were Central Time, just rocking with us, fucking with us, supporting us, building this special community. Like that's honestly what it's all about. We shout out to Matt Paras, who did the story on hashtag the agenda interview. Ryan and I was in the Time Pascune this fucking morning, the Sunday newspaper. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I don't ever want to lose sight of, without the people, our community, there wouldn't, none of this would happen. None of this would happen.
Nothing, man. Nothing. That's what I enjoy. I was explaining to my mom, like we represent the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that Saints fans are, one big, behemoth that thinks the same, but we represent a portion of Saints fans that want to see our team good, that want to see our team win, want to see sustained success. And we regular fans that just want to see that, and we kind of try to embody that passion that, Saints fans have, bro. And this podcast could not exist without them. It wouldn't exist. Like, I wouldn't even do it, because they that's what make it fun, bro. Like, jumping on Zoom, even as terrible. I mean, I was hot by the end of that game,
hot,
bro. I was so pissed.
He was hot.
Like, bad football, man, just burns my soul, man. And just to see so much bad football from my team, especially the defense, which I used to take pride in. Like,
my defense. Yeah.
At least my defense solid. I can't even say that no more, man. That pissed me off. They
gave up and they quit on DA, bro. Like, it was like,
why now? It's like, why now? Like, okay, I'm fine with quitting on DA. I'm fine with that. Oh, you trying to send a message? Maybe this is the best time to do it. You trying to send a message? God damn, you sent the message.
Loud and clear. But it's funny because Mickey just doing the same thing he did on that fucking viral clip, bro. Just turn his back. Just what message? What?
Mickey, you're killing the city.
Just turn my back around. Don't hear this Negro talking to me.
He gonna have a players only meeting or something.
Yeah, you gonna have Mickey have to come down to the locker room and talk to the players again. I don't know, bro. But again, I go back to the point I made at the beginning. Like, this falls on Gail.
Oh yeah,
it falls on Gail. Like,
does she care? Do you care, Gail? Do you care at all? Please.
Because it is getting to the point now. This game, there is no false comeback. The Chiefs game, there is no false comeback. Like, last year, that's what they hung their hat on. Yep. The Derek Carr little false comebacks. Oh, we were close. Like, no, like, go watch those games. No, you were not close against the Jags. I mean, maybe a little bit against the Jags, but you're not close against the Lions. You were not close against the Rams. Like, none of that felt close. If you watch those games, none of that felt close. But why are you letting that change your mind from, like, it's just how it's idiotic. But
and what's funny is, like, when they beat Dallas, which I'm still always going to enjoy.
Always.
But we took, it's like, hey, DA beat a good team. Now it's looking like, I guess they're not that good.
He's what? Someone, what was it? Joe Horn's cell phone Yeah, was it 3? I think he's beaten 3. I think he may have missed the Bucs last season, or because the Bucs had a winning record last season.
They had a winning record, yeah.
So he's beaten 4 teams, and 4 teams in almost 5 seasons of a head coach. The teams that have had winning records. 2 of those were Gardner Minshew teams. And I don't really give him credit for the Seattle game because that was Tate Smith. I don't even give Dennis Allen credit for none of that. So I don't know, bro. It's just
like at what point are we gonna realize this is who he is? Who he is?
Wesley said Ralph is out there blocking people for suggesting Bell doesn't have yes men sugarcoating how bad this is. Who do you think Mickey is? Mickey's been sugarcoating.
Wait, who doesn't have yes men?
Gail.
Oh. Whatever.
All right, bro. We appreciate y'all from the bottom of our hearts. Truly, how everything took off with the agenda, and I people try to make the agenda be about like us, like it was an us thing. Yes, buddy. Yes, I'm wrapping up. It literally. He's like, nigga, I want to sit in your lap. Come on, Dad. It just literally was us being excited about us potentially having a quarter. Like that's the thing that just is just wild to me. Like it was like frowned upon that we were excited about a young quarterback. It's the most asinine thing I've ever heard of.
Something that Saints fans we never get. We never get a young rookie quarterback. And look, the entire league was excited to see that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was excited to see. And I'm still excited, man. I'm excited to see going forward. There's just so much other stuff around this team. It's just, woo.
It's bad. I'm gonna read this from the chat and I'll tie a bow in it. 2 things. There are people who suggest that Spencer Rattler, like the Saints played this way and the Saints lost because the Saints had no business starting a rookie that was not ready to start. Like he's like the reason they lost.
You're an idiot.
What? I've just come to the conclusion that if you are siding with Dennis Allen and you're siding with Derek Carr, losers love being around those who have a loser mentality. That's all that is, bro. That's all it is.
Let's go over there. Ugh. Ew.
And then Dante said they said y'all starting a cult. Let's tie a bow on this. Just to make a full circle moment. There were people who are in the organization that said the same thing about a couple years ago about us. So we got a cult. Yeah, bro. We just got a whole cult. We just sprinkling fairy dust all over people and gonna get some Flavor Aid and just say if you drink this Flavor Aid and take Spencer Rattler as your only one beguiding prophecy God. That's what we doing. That is what is going on. Heaven's Gate pod. That's what we run. It's Heaven Gates pod, bro. Idiots. Fucking idiots. Bruh. But that Mina Comps episode gonna hit real good. Anyway.
You might want to run that ad before you wrap up.
Oh, yeah.
just run it, just so it's there. Y'all ain't gotta watch it.
But please do.
The greatest time of the year again. Football is back, and it's here to stay till February. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite players' stats, touchdowns, passing yards, and more.
I love Underdog Fantasy. I used Underdog Fantasy just last week. The pick was so easy to use. Higher, lower on the Bills Dolphins game. So simple. could not recommend you using Underdog Fantasy more.
Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com, sign up with promo code BLOCKPARTY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code BLOCKPARTY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text Next Step to 53342. New York, call 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY or 467-369.
Couple of things before we wrap up. People seem to love my my voice in that fucking ad. I can't stand it. That was right after the Dallas game. Before we end this pod, I have a question for you, Ryan, and I want to do some research to find: has anyone ever been activated from IR and then been inactive on game day?
This team is hilarious, man.
Activated from IR, Ryan? So if you were not going to play him, why would you just not keep him on IR and have the roster spot? Oh my, this.
They said, hey, they had a free roster spot. Why not bring him on?
Okay, so our team is just so talented. We just using using 53s like
that 2020 draft. Hey man, we don't even need the picks. Our roster's so stacked. Can't even fill the roster.
Speaking of draft picks, you got a second round pick who was drafted last year as an edge rusher. Your pass rush is absolute garbage. Not a single snap defensively today.
Sad.
Hello? Man, we're just out there just chilling. And shout out to our dude Kevin who sent this to me as I was driving home. Just a tweet that came out. Kevin sent to me, Brian Branch has 28 tackles, 9 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, 2 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble. He's played 4 games.
That sure would have been nice.
Thanks, Mickey. Thanks, buds. Well, all that said, listen, if all we get in this season, first 2 weeks, 3 things. First 2 weeks, Dennis Allen fired, and we know positively that the Saints have an answer at quarterback. Not saying franchise quarterback, but answer at quarterback. This season is successful. Like as dire and as grim as it may be, if we hit on all 3 of those, sky's the limit. Like, because at least you could say, and we are talking about this in the Discord. If you fire a DA, but at least Rattler looks like he is a viable, good young quarterback, that makes whoever you might want to hire the job that much more attractive. Because then they're like, shit, we don't have to go draft the quarterback in round 1. I could work with what they got here and just build off of that. Those 3 things. First 2 weeks, fire DA. You know that 18 is a guy for at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for, man.
That's it.
That's all you can ask for.
That'd be awesome, bro.
We gotta see more. We gotta see more from him. We gotta see more from Clint. All that, and we'll talk about Thursday. We'll talk about the Broncos game maybe tomorrow because that is going to be an uphill battle. Even with Patrick Surtain more than likely not playing. If you think Todd Bowles about to blitz a lot today, I know Van Joseph gonna look at that film and be like, "Oh yeah, barbecue chicken." Anyway, we will talk about that maybe tomorrow. Hopefully, probably tomorrow because I don't think I have time to do it on Tuesday night. But we will get to that when we get to that. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We still got 53 concurrent viewers going. Go to bed, sickos. Go to bed, please. Go get in bed with your loved ones, your spouse, your partner. Stop neglecting them. We'll be back more than likely tomorrow. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. With that, we're out.
Peace.